I don't know. They're kind of pissing me about with the delivery times and stuff. But it's either going to be next week or next year.
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I
So.
thought it'd be good to go over like what I spoke to you about. Best like things to learn, what to put my time into.
Mhm.
Like basically we get a chance of like relearning the game again. What would the best way of doing that be?
Yeah, the execution side definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. Okay. What do you think are some of the important things? First of all.
Um, I think movement, like efficient movement,
Mhm.
is for me the thing I'm thinking of most. And I don't necessarily mean like super fancy like movement options, like movement out of hit stun, movement out of shield,
Mhm.
wave lands, wave shines.
Yeah. Um.
I think, and like ledge dashing, like
Yeah.
ledge mechanics specifically.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Legend mechanics is definitely a big one because, like, you can just lose a lot of stocks because you can't get off the ledge. So that's an
Yeah,
important one. Just like moving cleanly out of stuff as well. If you're going to learn it from scratch, then I'd definitely invest time into like moving frame two roughly out of like actions.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah, or aim for frame two, just for consistency. I think that's really important. So be practicing with like the IASA thing on or whatever in Uncle Punch.
yes.
I think obviously you'll be relearning combo games, so again, like try and get really clean wave dashes so they're not like jittery, and also long ones. Um, I'm not exactly sure how you program the box, but I know it has like different wave dash angles and stuff
Yeah.
that you can pick. So you'll need to like learn when to use which ones. Um, what else is there? Different laser sequences I think are pretty important as well if you're going to be learning it again from the ground up. So practicing like so first of all different laser spacings. So like dash forward full approaching laser, dash forward half approaching laser, in place, and then like the half back laser, and then the like full
And then the full
retreating one.
retreat.
Yeah, so you want all of those, and then also the height, like laser heights for each of them. Just start with low, mid, and high. I think is the easiest to go with, and then if you need more specific ones, then you can work them in.
Yeah.
What else is there? Uh, I think movement out of shield's pretty important as well. Getting like good wave dashes out of shield, like being able to do stuff like shield and then full hop wave onto a platform, or good shines out of shield as well. I think all those are pretty important. I'm just sort of trying to think of situations where like it's quite easy for people to get stuck because they haven't practiced like specific stuff. So like being on the ledge, being in shield, platform stuff as well. Like you want to get pretty confident with like not just shield dropping on a platform, but like wave dashing on a platform. Like all the different like dash jump off and then laser or aerial or double jump wave land, short hop off wave land back, like all of that stuff as well. Just like different ways of moving off the platform. Short hop and then fast fall through as well is a big one. What else is there? I'm not sure how difficult it is on the box, but I know there's some stuff that's like easier and some stuff that's harder. So like aerial drift, I've heard is like a bit weird on the box or something.
Yeah, I think it's because you can't like to emulate the control stick. They don't let you press like forward then back too quickly. Or like if you press them on the same frame,
Hmm.
it doesn't do anything. So if you press forward back, it will just hold forward. I think like the first input,
Okay.
so it eats the second. But
Okay.
when I was playing around on keyboard,
Yeah.
the aerial drift didn't like so aerial drifting, dash dancing, and wave dashing seemed pretty decent, like
Hmm.
straight off the bat.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say stuff like turnaround up tilt as well.
Yeah, I think there's some
Running
specific
that.
stuff like that that's gonna be strange.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's like I think that covers pretty much everything. Stuff like getting to the ledge as well. So like running shine to running wave shine turnaround stuff. Also, just other stuff like run off double jump lasers. What else is there? Like Isaiah drop lasers as well on the platforms. Um, but yeah, in terms of priorities, I think obviously do like learn all the basic stuff like out cancelling your aerials and wave dashing and all that. But then after that, I think the most important things are probably like moving out of shine and like aerials and stuff like that, like punish game stuff. I think that's probably
Yeah,
more important because like you don't see people doing well that have shit punish game but can 15 gallon ledge dash, you know. So
it's very true. Yeah.
as long as you can like do the basic stuff from ledge like double laser side B aerial from ledge, like that is fine for quite a while. In terms of like while you're still learning to like move on the box and stuff.
Shall I start writing this down now? It's probably best if I start writing this.
Yeah, that's cool. It'll save me from having to like look back through the
Yeah,
VOD
do it.
and
So basics would be dash dancing.
it's like
Wave
dash downs,
dash.
cancel, yeah, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Short
Dash,
hopping,
short hop,
wave lands as well.
wave lands. And then I guess priority 2 is the combo game stuff. So moving out of shine.
Yeah, moving out of shine, um, doing like sequences of aerials, so like nair turnaround up tilt or something like that, or like wave shine on a platform and then turnaround up tilt. Like things like that can be quite tricky.
Um, so moves out of so aerial sequences, I guess.
Yeah, just like bread and butter combo stuff.
Up to... So aerial sequences.
And laser sequences as well. I wouldn't worry too much about heights actually, just more being able to do like a full approaching laser, full dashback laser, like all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So laser sequences without worrying about heights.
Yeah.
What
Ledge
else
stuff,
would be
I think,
nice?
is like the basic ledge stuff, like double jump aerial, side B, double lasers.
I didn't recall that. Basic ledge options. Double laser. Aerial from ledge. Side B. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Then
Yeah. After that, is probably when you can start working on stuff like ledge dashing.
so would you say this is in like its own tier, basically? I'm trying to get it like priority 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. No, I think the other ledge stuff is more important than ledge dashing. Maybe.
Okay, yeah.
No, go on. You can put it in tier 2. It's probably best you just learn it straight away, thinking about it
That's what I was
to get
thinking.
into muscle memory. Yeah, so you can put that there. And then, yeah, the lowest priority will be stuff like specific laser heights. What else is there? Oh, we forgot to put in. Can you put in priority to like platform lasers, like Isaiah drop lasers?
Yeah.
And also getting to the ledge. So like,
Was there anything else on the platform? Okay, so Isaiah drop lasers. I guess shield drop.
I was gonna say shield drop, yeah, but then the rest of the platform stuff you can put in the priority 3, I think.
Yeah. Ledge dash. With 2 ledge. Shine turn around. wave down. Dash dance. Shield stop.
Oh, shield drop. Are you on about the other? Yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah, sorry, get into ledge. I was thinking
Yeah.
the only two really good ones: shine turn around, wave dash, and dash dance, shield stop, wave dash back.
Yeah, shine turn around up B can be good sometimes as well.
Yeah. That's good. Shine. Oh, I was going to ask you about that. Is shine turn around up B faster than side B to ledge?
I don't know because I tried to do the shine turn around wave dash to ledge instead because it's faster. So
Yeah.
I generally do the shine turn around at B because the situations I go for that one in, I also want to leave my options open to do like shine turn around back air or something.
Okay.
For an edge guard. Yeah. Otherwise, if I was just gonna grab the ledge, I would just do wave shine turn around. Yeah, and then shield drop was the other one as well in that like priority 2 thing.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah, so then lowest priority would just be like stuff like short hop fast fall through the platform, laser heights.
Yep.
Stuff like JC shine, I guess, or just jump shines. Oh, we forgot some shield pressure stuff actually.
That's probably priority 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd just learn shine grab and you can honestly just get away with shine grab and shine wave dash back and shine laser. As priority 2. If you wanted the bare bones like cover, that covers pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Unless you play against Fox, but.
And then something.
I
just thought of something specific that's probably in priority 1, which is not going to be that intuitive, which is probably recovery, like up B angles.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Stuff. Yeah, put them in at least shortest and put in priority 1. I think like mid shorten's probably priority 3. But B angles. Yeah.
I don't think anything else recovery-wise is worth. Maybe I don't think shine stall stuff is like that's just going to be on top of that.
You can put shine stall in like priority 2 or something.
Yeah.
Because you're doing a lot of act out of shine stuff there anyway, so it should be makes sense. Yeah, priority 3 is probably when I'd add in other forms of shield pressure like double shines or like Westfall's shines. Some of the platform stuff, like being in shield on a platform and then like wave dash off into something, or like short hop fast fall through and laser, like stuff like that.
Sorry, could you repeat the last one?
Short hop on the platform and then fast fall through.
Yep.
Did you get the wave dash one as well?
No, sorry, it was wave dash. Out of shield on platforms.
Yeah, wave dash out of shield on platforms, and then be able to do like either laser or aerial.
I don't know if I understand the situation. So you're already on platform shielding.
Yeah.
You wave dash, and then.
And you wave dash and you fall off the platform with your wave dash.
Okay.
And then yeah.
So wave dash, out of shield, off plat, into either laser or aerial.
Or aerial, yeah. You can do other stuff, but yeah. Is there anything else?
I mean, I'm trying to think. Is there any recovery stuff?
Yeah, I think we just said mid shortens. That's the only one really. You could learn for ledge as well, like laser land stuff if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll put that on there. So mid shortens, laser land, off plat. Do you mean off plat?
Yeah, off the plat.
Off ledge.
I just thought for priority 2 you might want to put in shine turnaround aerials.
Shine turnaround aerials.
Yeah, it's like when you're enough shine to turn aerial. When you're edge guarding or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's 2 or 3, but...
That can go in the shine stall recoveries, probably, and run or shine. Slash, I'm trying to think if there's anything. I guess one thing that isn't talked about really is like movement sequences. Or do you think that Falco doesn't really need them? It's more laser sequences.
No, I think he has movement sequences as well. But they're
Like,
usually like intertwined with lasers a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But if you wanted some basic sequences to practice, I'd say stuff like dash back different lengths and then dash in with an aerial or a laser is a pretty common one.
And would you say this would be priority 1?
Yeah, I'd say it's priority 1. It's pretty like
Pretty
essential.
universal.
Yeah, especially if you want to get it like ingrained, then you should be learning it first. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
dash back and then dash in jump with like an aerial or a laser or whatever. Doing different actions out of approaching laser, so like laser grab, laser shine, laser aerial.
Again, priority 1.
Yeah.
Different actions.
Laser dash back as well.
Yeah.
Another one could be like dash forward, wave dash back. That's just useful like when you've got people in the corner and you're trying to like read their roll.
Yeah.
Or also if you're running away and then you want to wave dash back in to punish them.
Yeah.
Other sequences. Yeah, like you said, a lot of them are like laser sequences rather than like movement sequences.
Yeah, it's not really like Marth or Falcon where you're trying to like bait somebody with your movement.
Yeah, I mean there is other stuff you could put in, like doing like dash forward, drift back aerials. But I don't think that's too essential, honestly, compared to that other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything really obvious, we'll like notice it because you'll try to do something and be wait, I don't even know how to do this on the box.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think that's a pretty decent
list. Yeah.
yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Did you put down about movement out of shield as well? I put that in priority 2. So like wave dash out of shield and shine out of shield.
Did I put that? No, that was... I did. Oh no, sorry, I put movement out of shine, so movement out of shield. Out of shield. I wave dash. Shine out of shield.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
I was going to say, if you wanted some more sequences as well, just doing like different actions out of lag as well. So like, say you with a downer practice doing like dash back, dash forward, full hop, like up tilt, spot dodge, like, you know, all the different options out of it instead of just like, you know, only doing dash shine.
Would you say that would be priority 1 as well? So different lasers out of...
yeah, different stuff out of like, yeah, I'd say priority 1 because then you won't get in the habit of dare turnaround up tilting like every other Falco in the universe.
Yeah, true. Dash forward. Dash back. Spot dodge. Roll. So what are the others? So it's dash forward, dash back, spot dodge, roll. Was there anything else? Out of lag?
No, that's the general ones I'd say. Like doing another aerial out of it, I guess, as well. You could say.
Yeah. Another.
I've just been sent a new like analysis website thing, a bit like Flow.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how good it is, but Flow's always down and Q wants your money, so I'm down to try it.
I've not used Flow at all. I don't really even know what it is.
Have you used Q? Q.gg. Okay, yeah, they're both like things where you can annotate a video. They're like online, and you can like comment on videos, and different people can like add to it and stuff.
Ah, I see. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but yeah, Flow feedback's always like down because there's only one guy running it, and I don't think he cares about the website anymore. So yeah, and then Q, it was decent for a while, and then they introduced this thing where like if you have more than 10 videos on their server or something like that, then you have to like pay for it or whatever to do any more, or you have to delete the stuff. But I was literally like the number one user on the on the website. They had like a leaderboard or whatever. So I was just like, I'm literally the number one person that uses it, and you're forcing me to like pay to keep using it. So I was just like, fuck this. So yeah, this one seems decent, and it's got some like pro Overwatch team reviews or whatever. But yeah, okay, so that's that. You said a bit about mentality as well, right? So I don't know.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you've had this before, where like you've had like physical reactions to tilt, where you are still kind of mentally composed. I'm pretty sure the book talks about it as well. Where I had like in the tournament, I was like, my face, my eyes, my hands, everything were like really like felt like they were on fire. Like they felt like they were burning, and I was like, I physically felt super mad, but like I was still able to have like completely normal thoughts.
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand it. It's the first time it's ever happened to me. I'm normally either like tilted to the point of like no return, or like I'm either getting there and I like stop it, or I go to that point. I've never really like had that specific situation happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often to me, but sometimes one of the like signals I get that I might be starting to get tilted is like I get really like hot and bothered.
Yes.
And I'm not necessarily thinking like you said about like how how something's bullshit or something, but that's just a sign I'm sort of like getting worked up. And then the other one I get is like I'll be in control of all my thoughts or everything, but I'll be like physically shaky. And I can sort of, like, as soon as I notice it, it's sort of like, it makes it worse, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. Like, I noticed my face was really flush, as if, like, it was like I'd been embarrassed or something. Like, that sort of red. Like,
yeah.
I could feel my cheeks were burning. And then my eyes were, like, burning. And I was like, the more I noticed it, the more, like, the worse it got. So it does sound similar, but, like, I wasn't really thinking anything negative. I wasn't really like tilted. I didn't like flame the guy. I didn't like even in my own head or anything like that. It just like, almost like a purely physical reaction to it.
And it wasn't like you were ill that day or anything.
No. Like, it wasn't like I didn't have like COVID or a fever or something. I was just like it was just like really like I felt like my physical self was angry, but my mind was completely fine.
Yeah.
Complete attachment from it.
I mean, in my situation, I always get like hot and bothered, so I find it like because it's a physical problem, you need to do like physical things to fix it, right? So I do stuff like I'll open a window, or I'll like turn the heating down, or I'll like do like I'll stop for like 10 minutes to like cool myself off, or if it's something like I'm getting shaky, I'll like get up and I'll literally like shake the jitters out of my like system. That makes sense. So I don't know what you could do in your situation. Maybe like water or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Cold
maybe,
water.
Like, put cold water on my like face or like on my hands or something. But maybe not my hands. That's probably not the best idea.
But yeah, I do definitely think like because it's a physical problem, you need a physical like answer to it rather than like thinking to yourself, stop getting flushed, because that's not going to work.
Yeah. I was thinking about why why, like, how that situation would even occur, where like I'm having like a physical reaction where I kind of like my body feels angry, but like normally it's accompanying like it's like I'm egging myself on.
Hmm.
I don't know if you get this where like I don't know something bothers you and then like you kind of create a narrative and that kind of fuels the justification or like the feeling as well.
Yeah.
Like you feel angry, so you make up like some narrative, and then like you get more angry because like you kind of play into that narrative.
Yeah. One thing I think it could be is maybe because you're trying to sort of suppress your like mental state or whatever, it's just coming out as a physical reaction instead. That's just a hunch I have, but I feel like it would make sense, right? Like your body wants to sort of do something in reaction to something, but you're using all your willpower to sort of like not make yourself, think bad thoughts or whatever. So then your body sort of reacts in a different way.
Yeah, that's true. So I feel like I have to kind of do that at work,
Hmm.
and like in general as well. Well, I kind of have to pretend to be I was gonna say pretend. You kind of have to pretend to be professional, even if you don't want to be.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't get that too much. So that's just my like initial thoughts. But I haven't really had to deal with it that much. And anytime I have, yeah, I've just sort of like made a physical change, and that's sort of helped.
Yeah, I'll try that. The other thing was like trying to figure out or like address like how I'm so like adverse to losing.
um,
Like, I think it's obvious that nobody wants to lose, but I hate it so much.
yeah.
I guess we stick to it.
I laughed because I literally I played Mackenzie yesterday, and I was the saltiest I've been in a long time. So it's kind of ironic for me to give advice on losing because like I don't have to go through it that much myself, and it's one of those things that like if you just win more and work on other stuff, it becomes less of a problem, right? Because you're losing less. Yeah, you just win instead of losing. And I figured out yesterday that like I'm still pretty bad at dealing with losing, but because I've just gotten good, like it's not at the top of my priorities. Yeah, but while you're like on the grind getting better, it's definitely one of those things you need to learn, and I think I just sort of forgot how to lose over time.
I guess that makes like logical sense, right? Like you don't lose very often, and when you do, it's like against somebody good, so you got some sort of like intellectual justification for it, or concrete things you can work on.
Yeah.
You're not just getting spanked by everybody for like 3 hours.
No, but yeah, it is like a shock to the system when it's like, okay, I'm playing Mackenzie, he's around the same level as me, and I'm just getting like constantly 3-stocked or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, it's just a bit of a shock to me.
Yeah, it feels doable for a bit. Like I feel like I can have like a good mentality going to say like a friendly session, knowing like I don't know, like I was playing R23 the other day, and like I know going into it I'm gonna get washed, so I'm just looking to get as much as I can out of it. So I'm not as likely to tilt. But if it's just like I don't know, somebody I don't know or somebody I'm not sure about, and they're just like washing me, I'm like I don't know. Just don't like it. I don't know how else to explain it. I just really don't like it.
I've always found the only times I get salty at losing is when I don't have anything specific in mind to practice. Like yesterday when I was playing, I was just playing to sort of like get in the like play how I would as if it was a tournament set, and like obviously you'll get salty when you lose in tournaments. So it sort of made sense that I was kind of in a bad mood after, because that's just how I am when I lose in tournament set as well. But yeah, I have had sessions where like I've not had anything to practice and I've just sort of gone with it, and then I start losing, and then all of the sort of strategies to deal with losing are all based around like you're not focused on the outcome of the game, you're focused on the outcome of like specific situations and how you're dealing with those spots. So I don't know, have you been still going into your games thinking about working on specific things, or?
Yeah, like in specific matchups. So for example, Sheik, I've been practicing more of the combo game stuff. So I don't feel like I should have to work on it, but I'm still having to work on like wave dashing the right way and choosing the right aerials at different percents and things like that. Against Marth, because I played Icon a decent amount, I've got like at least mental notes of things I want to do. So I want to be doing more like overshoot lasers, doing more shine grabs, doing like specific situations that I know come up, like corner situations, for
Yeah.
example. So I'm going into them with that. Fox, I've got the full hop stuff. I've got the out of laser stuff. So I've still got all these situations, but it's still annoying me.
Yeah.
Like it's still, even if say I don't know, I'm winning 2 out of the 3 situations. I realize a Fox mainly full hops and dashes back, and I'm winning most of them situations. I'm still annoyed. Like if
At
I
the one
lose a
time.
game, yeah, I'm still annoyed at the 1/3 where I get hit by an up smash and shined and I die. I'm like, God damn it, it's so dumb.
Yeah.
I think I get annoyed with some of the like 50-50 or like the mix-up scenarios with Falco as well,
Yeah.
where I'll have like I know a situation is like basically a true 50-50. Like they DI in and I'm gonna kill them while they DI out and like it's over, like the combo's over or something. And every time they pick the right option, I'm just like, God damn it! Like why didn't I just F smash instead of like weak bearing or up airing or something?
Yeah. Funnily enough, I actually had this a lot when I used to play Smash 4. Because a lot of that game is around like 50-50s, being air dodges and stuff. And I tried to, for a while, to like really think through my 50-50s and like try and read the player. But at the end of the day, like you're pretty much just flipping a coin.
Yeah.
So there's no real, like, you should be putting your effort towards the stuff that's more under your control rather than the stuff that is a coin toss, basically. Like, as long as they have even some sort of like awareness of the situation, I don't think it's worth trying to find like an edge so that you'll win it like 7 out of 10 times or whatever. I think it's better to focus your energy on like, you know, in neutral or something where there's like way more edge to be gained, rather than just like a should I have weak bad or should I have strong bad situation. It's just like, you know.
Do you not think Falco out of the top tiers just has like a disproportionate amount of them situations? I feel like Fox, Sheik, Falcon, Marth, like maybe Peach is one only character that has like as many situations as that. I feel, but like every other character just feels like they can cover everything.
I mean, that's probably your defense not being as good as it needs to be. But I will say there are a lot of 50-50s set up by like Falco lasers, for example.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of that, a lot of the time you don't actually have to engage with it, whereas other characters do.
Yeah, that's what. It's like he's good enough to force like good situations. Like a 50-50 is still a pretty good situation. Like if I get like a shine opening off of a 50-50, I still think it's pretty good. It's just like if a Fox in the same situation gets a grab, it feels like a lot more guaranteed.
Yeah,
I do think you're right. Probably if I'm losing them situations, it's my defense is the problem. But you see some stuff that people are doing, and it doesn't feel like you could do anything against it, or very little.
Yeah, you have to sort of like consider the risk reward off of each of the options out of 50-50. Like for the strong bear weak bear example, for example, like you either get the strong bear and you kill them, for example, or you weak bear, they DI out, and then you still get an edge guard, right? So like it's not even a bad 50-50 if you're good at following up off of that with the edge guard afterward. But if you're really bad at edge guarding off of that situation, then of course it's going to feel like, you know, I either kill him or he gets back to stage, and then we're all fine. And it's the same with the even with the up throw thing you talked about. Like say you're a 0 and you do something that either you get a shine or you get grabbed. Like a lot of the time the shine's going to lead to a combo, or if you get grabbed you're just going to do some sort of like slide off DI on the platform or something if you get a defense. So it's not always as like badly weighted. Or like say Peach, for example, she up throws you and then you DI behind and smash DI the down smash and then like hit her anyway or something like that. So it's not always as clear cut as like either I take a ton of percent or you take a ton of percent. I think a lot of Falco's sort of like 50-50s are quite weighted in his favour. Like unless it's like quite specific situations, like Moth on FD, for example. I'd say, yeah, like the 50-50s are pretty brutal there. But on other stages, I think it's usually alright.
Do you think Marths and Foxes 50-50s are like weighted the same as Falcos?
Like on the offensive side, like for them, or
Yeah. So like obviously, I think defensively Falco has very good 50-50s. Like you shoot a laser and the 50-50 is I hit you with another laser or you have to run at me. Right?
yeah,
Which
yeah.
is like I think that's a very good defensive 50-50. But I feel like Fox and Marth, not so much Sheik maybe, but definitely Fox and Marth, they both have way better offensive 50-50s.
Yeah,
I don't feel like they're weighted even close, actually.
I mean, Fox is probably the best character approaching in the game, right? Um, Moth's a bit different because he,
I feel like he's just like modern Ices, where if he actually gets a grab, it's like it's not free, but it's like the burden of execution as well as like the risk and the reward of going for a grab is just like amazing.
hmm. I want to try and explain why why Moth isn't as good at approaching as you think he is, but I'm struggling to find the right words for it.
Okay.
It's just to do with like his hitboxes aren't out for very long, which means he has to be quite precise with like the places he attacks, and also like the strength of like having a disjoint, like having a sword, is more when you're in place or retreating, right? Because you're moving back with a hitbox that's detached from you, whereas when you're moving forward with a disjoint hitbox, um the the advantage it gives isn't as strong.
Yeah, it's like the hitbox is out in front of you, and then you're going towards
Moving
them. So
into it, yeah.
yeah, so you're like gaining like vulnerability by moving towards them with nothing out.
Yeah, because like melee, it sort of like puts the current frame and the last frame together when it's doing hitboxes. So like a retreating puff, like there's that famous image of like the retreating puff bear that's huge, and it's only huge because they've like interpolated the two frames. Whereas, and that's like moving away. But if you are moving towards them, then it looks a lot smaller than it is because you're like sort of moving into your own like hitbox.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, so like Moth like approaching forward air, for example, is way worse than like retreating forward air, right? In terms of trying to punish it.
But do you think that necessarily means like being like aggressive? Like you can just dash forward and take space, and then like you don't necessarily have to swing, right? Like if you do like a nair in place or a fair, like dash forward, retreating double fair or something, you're still aggressively taking space, but like if anything hits and you get a grab out of it or something, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like jaded against it, or I'm not playing them characters, so I don't see their other flaws. But I I just think most of the other risk reward for other characters is just really good.
Yeah, I think it's probably a combination of like your defense being not great, like you're not very comfortable like knowing their combo trees and stuff, and then also your punish game probably isn't as good as it should be. So then again, like everything feels like quite weighted against you.
Yeah.
I do think other characters do punish harder than Falco. I'm not saying that they don't. And I also think there's other characters, like I think Moth's a better character than Falco in general. So of course he's going to have some tools that are better. But yeah, in terms of like approaching, like what does Moth have, right? He only really has like dash attack, run up grab, like dash forward aerials. Like most of them are quite slow. And the ones that aren't slow are like pretty punishable if he whiffs, or they don't have good hitboxes. So like grab, for example, like grab's fast, but you know if you throw out any sort of move, it's gonna beat it. And then say something like wave dash forward smash, for example, like he's in lag for like 24 frames before it even comes out. So like he's threatening, but he either has to put himself in a lot of lag or like open himself to get punished like before the move comes out, if that makes sense.
that does make sense.
Whereas like Falco down air, right? Like short hop down air is a massive hitbox, comes out frame 10 or whatever, leads to a giant combo. Like it's a pretty good move when you think about it, and that's why the sort of meta against Falco is so skewed around like not getting hit by this giant hitbox in front of him. So yeah, but I do agree with Fox. I think Fox's aggressive mix-ups are probably better than Falco's.
Yeah, I think quite clearly in basically every matchup apart from maybe Marth. Maybe it's similar-ish for Marth. I don't know. But that might just be that Marths play Foxes all the time. And
Marth just like the big downsides to Fox are like his range. He's fast, but then he's got like small limbs and stuff. So like Marth is like also fast, but outranges him. So it's just like naturally like not a good sort of pairing. Like at least Falco has lasers to deal with it.
Yeah,
but
that's
that's why you see characters like Falcon, Sheik do quite well because they're fast and they can sort of get in on Moth because they have big hitboxes. But yeah, it is rough.
I feel like they're like the kind of trifecta of top tiers. Is like Falco. Falco's kind of on his own actually. I don't think he's anything like any of the other characters whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree.
Like people always like make comparisons between Fox and Falco, and I think they couldn't be further from each other.
They're pretty different, other than their moveset.
Yeah, I would say like their game plans are probably more defensive. Like Falco's is probably more defensive, like Marth's, than it is like anything like Fox's.
Yeah.
But I can't remember why I started this conversation or where I was going with it.
We were talking about you getting tilted by 50-50s.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But
so,
I mean,
like, I guess it's like I do a 50-50 and I just see the negative sides of it. Like it's probably like expectations. I'm expecting the positive side, and then when the negative side comes out of a 50-50 or even a 2 out of 3, it's like, oh, if I was Falcon and I just like knee re-grabs, it's guaranteed if I just play well. Or like react quick chase, or if I get a grab on Marth, with Marth, it's like I can basically kill them off of as long as I got my combo tree down.
Yeah, I get that sometimes as well. And then what I always try to do is like I'll play a different character for a bit, and there'll just be situations that come up where I'm like, damn, I really wish I was Falco here. Like I'll be Falcon far away from Moth, and I'm just like, how the hell do I sort of take space and get in because Moth's just as fast as me, outranges me, whatever. And I'd be like, a laser would be really good right now. So yeah, it might help to just play some of the characters for a bit.
Yeah, I think if I ever play other characters, I'm just like, oh, like sometimes in certain matchups, I'm like, this matchup's just like so much better. Like Marth's an example, like because I played Falcon for so long, it's like, oh, I can just literally fish for a grab. And you're taking like 70 to death, or you get edge guarded.
Yeah.
Or like I floaties are so much easier with Fox. I feel like sometimes it's just like I think the speed is the main thing Falco's lacking. It's just raw grounded speed, like not aerial speed, not aerial drift, like not projectiles. It's just like jump, squat, and run speed. Like it really, I think. It really hurts, like your reactable distance or range, or I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Like I feel like I can be a mile away with Fox or Falcon, for example, and react to an aerial, and like before I know it, I've grabbed them.
Yeah.
Whereas Falcon's like it feels like I'm always like a beat off or a beat too late.
Yeah, but I mean that's why he has lasers, right?
Yeah.
That's like what lasers solve for Falco is. They slow the opponent down so you're playing at the same speed, or Falco's faster because he has frame advantage or whatever. So you need to sort of use the lasers to make up for that and set up good positions that are close enough for you to be able to like capitalize off of. That's why we talked a lot about sort of getting closer and like spacing close to people so you can actually hit them rather than like daring from like a mile away, because you can sort of do that with other characters but definitely not with Falco.
Yeah. I do see that in other characters, like where I was spaced too close now.
Yeah.
Where like I need to be spacing further away because I can punish from green or whatever. I guess even to a certain extent, Marth, like his initial dash is dumb.
Yeah, it's very long.
I didn't realize that different characters have different, even frames, right? Like their initial dash at different frames. Is that right? Or are they all
Initial.
15 frames?
No, some last.
I think they
You got
have
me
different.
questioning it now.
It must be because Sheik's is really short, I feel.
Yeah, but I don't remember if it's. I can look it up actually. There's melee frame data.
Because I know they're obviously different lengths. That makes intuitive
But
sense. But I
is
feel like the actual like amount of frames that you're stuck in initial dash before you go into run is different. Like Marth and Falcon's is like 15 or something, and Sheik's is like, I don't feel pretty sure, like 10 or something.
yeah, I just don't know whether it's because they move further because their acceleration and dash is higher.
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about either.
Yeah, I don't actually remember, but yeah, like just some characters dashes are better than others. That's just all I see it as.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that'll help when you do get a 50-50 anyway, if you like sort of think back to this conversation of like there's more going on than just sort of like if I win this it's great, if I lose this it's all over.
Yeah.
Was there anything else? Who did you play in the that play tourney?
Played a Fox, I don't know. I played Falcon versus him because I was tilted. Who was that? It was Mo something.
Medento?
No, not Medenta. It was. I've never played it before. Or her, I don't know. Was it losers bracket? It must have been losers. Yeah, they knocked me.
Who did you lose to in winners?
GG.
Fair. But I mean, like we said, right? We're not really focusing on Puff at the moment, so.
Nah.
Is that why you were tilted, or?
I think I was just tilted from losing.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I'd like. You got to take into account like what you've prepped for before the tourney, and if you've only been practicing punish game or spaces, there's no logical reason to get tilted by losing to Puff, right? Because you haven't sort of practiced for it.
That's
that makes
true.
Sense.
Yeah, it's true. I just still do. It was Mo Scrub. I've never played him.
Yeah, I've not heard of him. Oh, No Scrub.
Mo. M-O.
Oh, Mo Scrub. Yeah, I don't know them. Yeah, I'd think through that. Like, I could understand if it, like, my situation with Mackenzie, for example, I played like 10 hours versus Marth over the weekend and done a shit ton of analysis and all that, and then still got destroyed. So, like, my reason for being salty was just like I put so much effort in and I still lost.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if yours is just I got throw arrested or whatever, you see how it's like.
Yeah.
I don't want to say less valid, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I get you. I think that's why I'm bringing it up to you, because I know that it's not a valid reason to be tilted.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what to do.
Like, I think being frustrated at losing is fine if it's for the right reasons. But if you're just getting frustrated because this character's dumb or Falco's bad or whatever, then I think they're just like sort of useless things.
I don't think it's. I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel like I was tilted at necessarily. Like, I think Puff's dumb or anything like that. I don't really think Puff's that dumb, actually. Like, I think Marth's way more dumb.
I agree. But, yeah.
It was more like, it felt more like accumulated tilt of just like losing for a long time. I think that's
what, like friendlies and stuff? Or?
Yeah, in general, in friendlies and in net play tournaments that I've entered. Like, I really shouldn't be being tilted in friendlies, period, I don't feel like. Like, when I had done sports, it wasn't like I was, like, doing training and getting, like, super tilted.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was training. Like, you would sometimes, like, if you had a bad day or something, or there's external factors or someone's purposely, like, winding you up or something, but in general, like, you don't go to a sport be annoyed.
Is that a team game though you're on about, or?
No, it was individual.
Or
It was
like
mainly
individual?
jiu-jitsu. It was mainly jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai.
Okay.
So
Um,
they're even like combat sports. So like there's like a actual physical element to it. Like this person just like choked me out. Like just fucked me up
yeah.
in real life. Like
I mean, were you as dedicated to that though?
probably more dedicated to martial arts than melee, I would say. In
Were
terms of
you?
like there's a structure.
But did you want to reach a goal in jiu-jitsu as much as you do in melee?
I don't think so. I think I was more dedicated to jiu-jitsu with less goals. So I was better than my expectations of, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
There you go then. Yeah, I think it's just because like I think there's a chapter in the book about like the hate losing chapter. I'm gonna assume you've read it recently if this is what's been
Yeah.
going through your head. But yeah, it talked about how like when you lose, there's like more on the line than just losing the friendly, if that makes sense.
hmm
Um, and I think it suggests to like work through like what is like try and get into words like what is everything that's on the line when you play. Um, so I don't know if you've done that recently.
I haven't written it down. I have been thinking about it.
Hmm.
Like, I think the main thing that I thought about that's on the line is mainly time.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't have any, like, I don't have expectations of me. We spoke about this before about, I did think about this, that we
Yeah.
discussed that you have a lot more on the line in terms of expectations and, like, perceived skill and things like that. So I don't
Yeah.
even have the expectations of that. It's more self-imposed. It's more like I've invested so much time, or I've like removed time from other activities I could have been doing instead
Yeah.
of, and seeing, seeing like very negligible results. I
Hmm.
think if anything, the amount of time I put in generally um, keeps me at a similar pace to the field.
Yeah.
Which is like obviously, if that was my goal, that'd be great.
But it's not, and that's the hard part about improving. You have to do it faster than everyone else. Um, yeah, no,
It's like
I agree with you.
it's like I disproportionately care about my goals in this compared to anything else I've ever cared about. And
Um,
maybe it's more so that like it's accumulative that I've cared about other stuff, but then I've obtained it easier.
yeah, you want what you can't have, right?
Yeah,
Sort of
and
thing.
this is like 5 years of like elusive
Yeah.
goals.
No, it is funny we're talking about this because I literally had the same sort of like thought process yesterday. After I was losing, I was just like, I put so long into this, still losing, or whatever. So you're definitely not alone in that thought. Um, yeah, I would definitely go through and write down everything and sort of like, I think it suggests also to sort of like think through each thing and be like, does losing this friendly actually or
Like
tournament set or
mean,
whatever. Yeah, does it actually mean I'm losing this, if that makes sense, or is it just um, does losing 150-50 mean I've wasted 6 years of my life and I haven't got anything out of it, and I've failed to reach all my goals? Because it doesn't in reality, right? It's just a
no, it doesn't.
50-50. um,
It's funny, yeah, it's funny that you said that because now it's like when you said that, that's the sort of like maybe even not conscious but subconscious thought process. It's like
yeah,
if if losing this match means that I've wasted 6 years, then like what is the point in all of this?
yeah, pretty much.
Like it gets very extreme very quick. Like I'm losing this 50-50. I've lost this game. What have I been doing for 6 years?
Yeah, no, I went through the same thing, and yeah, it's just like the way I deal with it, at least in the moment, is first of all, I say to myself like I can think this through later, um, and if that doesn't work, I sort of already have like a all or nothing sort of mentality towards like melee. So I'm literally like, if I'm gonna be like this, I should just quit the game, and then I know how much I don't want to quit, so that usually like sorts me out.
Have you ever thought about why you don't want to quit?
It's just sunken cost, and I haven't really got anything else I want to do.
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel into. Obviously, in terms of a hobby, it's definitely something that costs fallacy. It's like
Yeah.
so much. Why would I play a different fighting game, or why would I do something else?
But yeah, I thought through that for a while yesterday as well. I was just like, well, if I did retire or whatever, like, what would I be doing instead? And I was just like, yeah, this might make me feel good for a little bit, but then after a while, it would just start to feel like I've got no sort of like direction.
Yeah, it's fucking bitch.
But yeah, what I found was like I was in a really bad mood after that, and then I literally just thought through it for a bit, and then I just like played on my PS4 for like 4 hours, and then went to sleep, and then next day I was just like fine afterward. So I think sometimes you should just think through it and then just sort of like throw it in the bin for the rest of the day and just chill. Because like the difference between how I'm feeling and thinking now versus yesterday is like night and day. Like when I think back to yesterday now, I'm like, right, I know all these things I can do to sort of like play better, and I want to beat him. Whereas yesterday I was literally like, I should just give up and play a different game or do something else. So I think Salt definitely has like, it puts you in a different state of mind. Like, you know, when you're hungry versus when you're full. Like the idea of food is like two different things in your mind, right? Like one is repulsive and one is like attractive. I think it's the same sort of thing. Like when you're salty versus when you're in like a normal mood.
Yeah, I think I agree. I get a little bit concerned about how much like I'm being salty though. I think
Yeah,
that's why like it's the frequency of it that's concerning.
maybe it's worth focusing more on that than actual in-game stuff then.
Yeah, maybe because sometimes if I think during the beginning of our lessons there was probably a 3-4 month period where I didn't really have these thoughts. I was working on specific things and I didn't really have these thoughts so much.
Yeah.
Um, and like this is now like the honeymoon period's over, right? Like the
Hmm.
low hanging fruit isn't really there. It's like I just kind of have to suck it up and do the hard thing now.
Yeah.
And when I'm faced with that hard thing, it's like the amount I want to quit sometimes starts like overriding the amount I want to do it.
Yeah. I get that as well. Because that's what I had yesterday. I was like, I could go and play other people, but yeah, I think at that point it's just good to take a break for a day or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what it could be, obviously, like the situation with COVID affects us a lot as well because you haven't got all. I feel like if we'd have had all these tournaments you could go to and you've got all these pause matches you can analyze and see results from that, I think it would be a lot easier than like all we have is like UK Net Play Weeklies where you're probably playing the same people and running into the same sort of roadblocks. So I think that affects it as well. But yeah, it might be useful to cut down how much gameplay stuff you're focusing on and only focus on like one thing in each matchup, and then spend the rest of the time working on mentality stuff.
I think I have to because
Yeah,
I think it's at the point where if I don't deal with this, like I'm not gonna get over it. Like it's gonna be just a recurring thing where like I'll end up having a break for a long time, and then I'll think something's cool and I'll start playing again, and I'll come up against the same roadblock just a few months down the line.
yeah. And also, if you don't fix it as well and you keep getting tilted, like obviously it's going to hinder your improvement, right? Because you're spending more time thinking about how you're tilted rather than thinking about the game itself. So like it can feel like you're sort of wasting time in the short term because I'm just thinking about my mindset rather than actually what's happening in the game. But then that'll like translate into sort of results later on.
Yeah, I think I'll probably need to read the book again, and I need to get things a little bit more concrete in my mind before I go back
Yeah,
into like. I think if I do actually get the book this year, it'll be a good chance to just relearn stuff and actually have some sort of like positive feedback from what I'm doing. Because I think I haven't really had much positive feedback in terms of gameplay stuff in quite a while now.
Yeah.
I very rarely feel good about playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at that point it's definitely time to work on your mental side of it, because you're just going to play better and be more motivated when you're feeling better about the game as well and your play. So it's definitely a priority to work on. But yeah, to wrap up then, I think the next steps from here should probably be reread through probably the first few chapters of the book, like the ALM stuff, Inchworm, and then read the hate losing thing again. Have you got MGOP 2 as well? Have you read through that?
Maybe I should read.
I'd read 2 as well, because there's some stuff in there. I know it's more about playing at your peak, but there is also some other useful concepts in there that I think will make sense to you. And then work through the exercises, and then also try and like think of some like examples that relate to your experiences, like while you're reading through it as well. I wouldn't just like read the chapter and then put it down. I would like read a few sentences, think about how it applies to you, and then read on from there if you're not doing that already.
Yeah, that's how I approached it last time.
Okay, like, that's good then.
I was thinking about specific situations immediately, or like other situations where I've quit or stopped doing something. Like obviously I don't do sports now. Those reasons I quit.
Yeah.
I think it all ties in together. So I think you're right. I'll reread them.
Yeah. If you want to discuss anything, I'm down as well. Because like I said, I'm I'm sort of going through the same thing as well at the moment. So I'd be happy to like talk through it outside of lessons or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be good. I guess same goes for you if you just want to vent about math or something.
I will definitely take up that opportunity. Alright, cool, yeah. I'll see you in a bit, dude.